Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Apex Racing TV. This is the BSR MX5 Cup from the Watkins Glen circuit in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse here alongside iRacing Pro Series champion Alex Simpson. And for this second night running, we have a new member of the broadcast team. We've got World GT driver, all-round general donkey, Chaz Draycott, with us at the commentary box. Chaz, Thrust Vector, team principal, and welcome to the commentary box.
Thanks very much. Really looking forward to tonight. Should be good. Got a really nice track in front of us, Watkins Glen. Everyone loves Watkins, don't they? So we'll have to see what these boys can do with it.
Everyone loves Watkins. Watkins loves a pile-up, and that's probably what we'll get at some point going up through the S's section, because we tend to around here, Mr. Simpson.
Yeah, very much so. I think we talked about the similarities with Brands Hatch just last night, didn't we? With this place and just the Armco and the fact that if there is an accident, especially in the early laps when the pack is really, really close together, cars just get spat back onto the line and you just can't avoid that big one.
Well, we've got over 40 cars here. That means that there's going to be action. No doubt some people are going to be grazing the Armco barrier, and we'll see whether that turns into any trouble. But hopefully we can have a good race full of pack racing, full of slipstreaming on this 5.41 kilometre course that used to host the United States Grand Prix in the 60s and 70s, I believe. Peter Van Gool, then, has made a good start to the meeting. He's on pole position by just 8/1000ths of a second over Steve Hefford. Stephen Baxter will be third, with Pete Newman in fourth. Adam McNally is fifth. Craig McLeod-Evans joins him on row 3 in sixth. Kip Stevens and Nick McCarron. Nick McCarron is ahead of Kip Stevens on row 4. Cedric Nobelsiak is ninth, ahead of Stuart McFadden, who won a race last night in the World GTs. Lee Berridge is 11th. Alex Cherney 12th. Andrew Whitehead 13th. Jack McIntyre 14th. Adam Hedgecock 15th. Carl Hardy 16th. Scott Malcolm in 17th. And 18th is Gareth Hickling. Lowell Murray then follows with Michael Hall in 20th. Brian Holmes then just behind him and Matt Bunn. Luke Clark is 23rd. Then it's Kevin Woods, David Ayres, Richard Warmingham, Joe McDonald, Max Wright, then Michael Barry in 29th. Benjamin Mears in 30th. Anthony Jacobson in 31st. Eddie King 32nd. Roy Viverke in 33rd. The cars haven't set a time then. I assume due to penalties as usual. Jamie Ayres, Sean Gardner, Craig Jones, Vlad Zajankowski. The order's changed around. Richard Gore, Jamie Ayres, John Roberts, Adam Broughton Grant, Nathan Davies, Rob Graham, Adam Delmont, Vlad Zajankowski, Taylor Lane, Thorsten Helgeson, Craig Jones, and Sean Gardner. Well then, Alex, the run to turn 1 isn't really the problem here. It's when you exit turn 1 that a lot of the drivers find themselves in difficulty.
Yeah, exactly. Out of that first turn, there's usually something, someone just gets a little bit out of shape, and up through the hill, up through the S's, it just narrows down, doesn't it? There, and that's where we see, usually an almighty big one. So, fingers crossed for this one, and it's all good.
Chaz, you've driven here many times before. What do the drivers have to look out for? We've mentioned the S's and how dangerous that is, but what else should the drivers be thinking about as they go through these 4 races tonight?
It usually gets a bit dangerous towards the end of the straight, really. It's with it being the actually, which layout are they doing tonight? Are they doing the hairpin at the end?
Yeah,
of course they'll do the hairpin at the end, and they're not going to do the bus stop, is it?
No, they're not doing the bus stop. Yeah, it's the classic boot, so straight into the carousel. Yeah,
so that'll be the dangerous bit then, because it's an off-camber corner as well. So when you're changing down and getting there, it's just everyone's on the brakes. People are trying to make moves, and people can easily run wide and make contact. So we'll have to just make sure there's no magnets on that barrier tonight.
Yep. We'll get the detectors out for that one. But yeah, the two at the front, Alex, with half a second cushion, but they're still going to find it hard to break away in this car.
Almost impossible, I would think, to be honest. The draft here. We'll wait and see. It's going to take an accident just to break it apart. But I think if it's clean racing the whole way through, literally this will just be one massive, great big snake.
Anybody could win this race. We're about to find out who. The red lights are beginning to come on. And the green light is on for round 17 of the season. It's a really good start from pole from Peter Van Gool, looking to turn that impressive qualification into race victory. Van Gool ahead of Steve Hefford. And then behind him, you've got, it looks like Stephen Baxter, and then it's Pete Newman behind him. It's McNally charging through, actually. And in the S's section, McNally's in car 3, trying to take third away from Stephen Baxter, Alex.
Yeah, Baxter, good start, but look at this. That is great. Oh, they're going to be 3 wide.
Oh, great looking scenes here on the back straight, and it's quite a long back straight for these MX5s. They go towards the top speed of close to 200 kilometers an hour. Into the long carousel they come. McNally side by side with Craig McLeod Evans.
It's all looking tidy at the back of the field as well. Just watching them all just filter their way around that final, well, around the hairpin at the end of the straight. And that should be no contact at all, so it seems quite clean, really.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's bit the dust. I think there's just some minor contact. Oh, there's a spinner. It's Rob Graham.
Yep, he's around his big
taking somebody with him. That's Taylor Lane. It's not going well for them, but to be honest, they're the only victims. Oh, somebody going very slow as well. Craig Jones has a lot of damage, a lot of problems, and well, his race might well be run.
Problem for Delmont, I think his connection is on the blink as well.
Oh, there's a bit of contact going into the right hand.
I can hear it.
Lon Murray, I believe, made contact, so I'm just finding out who it was that he hit.
It sounded like someone was spinning, but it could have been just a save. Out the front then, it's Van Gool, it's Hefford, it's Baxter.
It was Brian Holmes, by the way, that made contact with Lon Murray.
Holmes getting in the thick of it. Oh, Hefford very wide onto the grass. A few drivers nearly up against the tyre wall, but they all survived to fight another day. And now it's Steve Hefford at the very front, ahead of Van Gool. And Craig Evans in third, McNally fourth, Baxter down to fifth. And it could be sixth because, oh, Nebelziek getting very, very close. Then it's Pete Newman in seventh, eighth is Kip Stevens, ninth Nick McCarron, and in 10th is, well, they're side by side actually between McIntyre and McFadden, former champion McIntyre. Stuart McFadden, one of the up-and-coming young drivers on iRacing. And here comes Alex Cherney, who's got a lot of experience. He doesn't need any invitation, Alex, to get involved in a scrap.
No, not at all. He's going to go straight for it, isn't he? I think, and yeah, why not? As they're side by side at the front as well.
Oh, Baxter and Nebelziek as well behind them. So the front four squabbling around, really jockeying for position. Chad, it's going to be a game of chess, this, I feel. It's not, even though these are sprint races, 8 laps, they are over 2-minute laps here. So I think the drivers are going to have to think a little bit clearer as Evans goes for the lead. And he gets it.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a difficult one to judge because everyone's going to be obviously trying to get to the front or obviously try and keep themselves behind just until that last lap.
Oh.
I think the last, a bit of contact there. I think the last 2 laps are going to be key in this one because everyone's going to be the one that wants to be behind. Oh, we've got a bit of contact with them on the boosted cars. That's Stephen Baxter's side where he's just got clipped by Adam McNally.
Hefford tried to dive down the inside as well on Van Gool. Oh, contact at the front and off goes Evans. Well, that was a bit of a mess, and Evans is the victim of that. Van Gool now trying to keep the lead. Cedric Nebelziek going around the outside. Can he keep the car on the black stuff? He can, and off goes, I believe that's Kip Stevens in the Maggie Thatcher car.
Evans is really damaged as well by that. He's going really slowly. He can't keep the car in a straight line, unfortunately. So it's going to be the end of his race.
Yeah, that'll be the left rear suspension, which looks like it's bit the dust. They're
all running really wide out of turn 1, all just trying to find lines wherever they can. I think it was Peter Van Gool over the grass there by miles. Not going to be afraid of them 1Xs tonight.
You need to be a little bit careful in twofold. You've only got 20 incidents to play with, which sometimes isn't a lot in this car. But also, the track limits, you know, you don't want to be going too far off there, Alex, because it can get quite dangerous, quite bumpy. So how many times have we seen drivers try to come back on and end up causing a big ruckus as Hefford's trying to go through for the lead?
They're 3 wide then, going into that hairpin.
Hefford leads. Alex, you were saying crash.
Yeah, there was a crash at the back. It was Luke Clark. Actually, somehow only Luke was involved in it. No one else. No one else in the end. Down that straight, you normally expect it. And whose connection is going absolutely nuts right now in that sort of lead pack too?
I would imagine McIntyre, because it usually is. His internet was made out of is made out of potatoes.
It is funny actually you say that. I was looking at the broadcast from Brands Hatch last week actually, and I managed to just skip it straight to the point where McIntyre's car was jumping all over the place. So
yeah,
it does seem like he's got a bit of a legacy for that.
Well, that sounds about right.
Looks like Nebelsiek's going to make the move here. Sorry to cut over you there.
No,
mate.
he's going through.
On the inside, he's going to squeeze Steve wide there. Sorry, Steve's going to have the inside line coming back at him though. It seems like he's defended it for now. Although he's going to get the undercut.
He's gone a bit wide. He's onto the grass, but MX5's not too bad with the grass. It seems to cope okay with it. And now
just behind them as well. Sorry, we've got McHerron and Newman side by side coming into the last corner. Newman's down the inside. Oh, there's a car around a bit further back.
It's Whitehead.
It is indeed.
Andrew Whitehead then. Car 40. He's going to have to wait for everybody to go through. It's a horrible place to try and get round for Whitehead. And he's managed it, and he's just excuse me. He's just with Anthony Jacobson. That's down in about 37.
Brian Holmes just put the fastest lap of the race in 15th place.
That's 14 counts to slipstream for him. That'll be wide. And
3 wide for the lead.
For the lead, yeah. Baxter, he's manoeuvring and looking and waiting. How long's he going to wait, Alex? Because I mean, it's really, really a tough decision whether to try and hit the front or not, because defending on this circuit is somewhat futile at times.
I think is you're not in danger of getting shuffled back. You can sit there, but any time the guys behind look like they're trying to put a bit of pressure on you, then it's almost time to go to make sure that you are one of the front few cars.
Now it has split apart slightly, but Chaz, it's only going to take.
Oh, someone's around.
Oh, well, it's only going to take a spin for.
Oh, this could be dangerous. Lots of cars.
Oh, and that's round for Carl Hardy, and here come the rest of them. Mears. Oh, and how they've all got through there, I have absolutely no idea. Oh, and there's another one off in the background. There's another one off. I don't know who it is.
I think it's just Pete Newman trying to recover. Actually, he's just flung it around and given it a nice bit of.
There's one in the barrier, Chaz, as well at the chute.
Let's have a look.
There was one in the wall. Don't know who it was. Was it? It was. Oh, was that Is that Newman in the white?
Yeah, it was Pete.
Oh, yeah, it was Newman. Sorry, he'd gone on the other side of the track, hadn't he, when he came back on?
Yeah, he flicked it back around and.
It just looked like somebody. Oh, and round again. Carl Hardy's around again, I think. Is that right? I think he was at the exit of.
Just have a look here.
Oh yeah, he just lost it coming through 9.
Got Nebelsiek going for the lead again. It's just going to, like I say before, it's just going to keep swapping and swapping until we get to those last few laps, and then it's going to be a case of who wants to be the car behind to get the toe onto the last lap.
It's like those 125cc MotoGP races, the Moto3 races. Sometimes you don't want to be at the front, but we have that situation here. 3 of them,
yeah, 3 wide again,
going alongside, and Van Gogh on the outside. Hefford's in the middle. Don't want to be squeezing too much, boys, because you are at the front of the race. Bad things can happen.
I just love how Van Gogh is literally riding the white line all the way down there, making sure he gives him as much space as he can.
That's like the Darlington line round there.
It is, yeah.
And he's taking. It didn't actually help him too much, but what it did do is it kind of kept him out of trouble.
Oh yeah, you've got to play it safe.
He just stay ahead of Baxter, and McIntyre then trying to get 4th place away from Baxter. So McIntyre's come out of that second pack and really has tried to attack this front battle. Nebelsiek and Hefford, they're getting closer, Alex. Just a couple of inches between them.
One guy to watch here. Sorry, boys. I was going to say one guy to watch here might be Alex Cherney, because he's hanging back a little bit, but he's gradually just making his way closer to him. So maybe into the last few laps he could get a big like bunch of slipstreams off everyone in one go and maybe sneak by. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, Nick McCarron as well in there, and Hefford and Nebelsiek still battling for the lead. Oh, and he goes through. That's a really good move. That's a hard move to make into turn 10.
You got Baxter on the inside of Van Gool now as well. Makes that stick. Van Gool's gone a little bit wider there than everyone else though, so he might get caught up here.
So many changes for position here. We're only on just starting lap 6 of 8 in race 1 of 4 here at Watkins Glen. McIntyre looking. Oh, Van Gool very late on the brakes, but he controls it well. He goes wide, comes back on, doesn't hit anything. Oh, McIntyre. That was McNally trying to make some space up the hill. Chaz, I don't know if you've ever been in the lead here, but I mean, I don't think I have, but it looks terrifying.
Oh, it really is. When we raced here in the World GT Championship and we did the endurance race, every single lap you're just checking your mirrors when you're going up the S's, thinking about who's going to catch you up.
There we go. Van Gool's going for the... Oh! And Hefford's been turned, but he keeps it. That's great car control.
Well
oh, and he hits
nope.
Nebelsiek and McIntyre.
Aftermath as well, around a bit further on.
Well, Alex, the car control was there. But unfortunately, just that little tap afterwards just did for him, really.
That's it, yeah, as can happen. And it's quite often when you lose it there as well that you get shot out on the outside of the carousel.
You'll only ever meet the wall when you're out there.
Yeah.
Michael Hall, Nathan Davis, Stuart McFadden, Gareth Hickling. This is a good battle for the lower reaches of the top 20. 15th place for Hickling.
Sorry to just jump on that there, boys. There was nearly a big accident going into the boot section. There was 3 wide coming out of the I don't know the name. Oh, he's been turned actually. We've just had, who's that? John Roberts.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's
Max Wright.
2 of them.
They were 3 wide.
Somebody's in the middle of the course.
Oh, that's Max.
Oh, damaged car as well.
He's got severe damage. Oh, bang! He got hit by Anthony Jacobson. He can't get that back to the pits. He needs to park it.
Yeah, he does. Every time he puts his foot down, it swings right. Yeah, his best thing is to just plough it into the wall.
Park that one.
Leave that way.
Yeah. But yeah, if you,
I don't think there are enough. I don't think there are enough days in the year to get that thing repaired.
Probably not. I was just going to say, Alex, if you were looking back at that, they were 3 wide, avoiding Steve Hefford into the boot section there, and they just got a little bit together. I don't know how they held it, but there was 2 of them sideways into the boot section, and they did really well. But then coming out of it, that's when the contact
caused it later? Then was it the same drivers?
Yeah, it just bunched up a little bit, and
oh, Van Gool! He almost hit the wall.
He's all over the back of him now, and he really wants
it. So close. He loves that outside line here. He's got good straight line speed in his MX5. Now he's going to pick up a little bit of slipstream and some side draft for good measure. Baxter and Nebelsiek getting closer together, but Baxter, I think, is in the box seat. Into the carousel. He wants to just judge this situation. Stephen Baxter, he's going through on Van Gool. Now he's got the outside for... This is the chute, isn't it, Alex? I'm not.
Yeah, that is the chute.
There, I thought I wasn't, and then into the toe of the boot. Oh, Baxter very nearly got quarter panel by Van Gool. Now you've got to get on that new tarmac. You see that lighter tarmac? You've got to hit that, pull yourself around that corner at the top of the boot, and then
he's going to go for it surely.
Going down the hill into the heel.
Probably the one time I do say he's going to go for it, he doesn't actually.
That's MX5s for you.
Indeed.
They go for it when you don't think they will, and they don't when you do.
Indeed.
Same on this corner as well, turn 9. You've got that tarmac on the inside. Is there a crash? Or is it just... I'm just hearing things.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the timing screen.
Oh well. There's... And the Belsiak has done really well to stay in the lead, because I really didn't think he'd stay there for long, just given the nature of the circuit. And the white flag is in the air as they cross under the start-finish gantry.
I think one to watch here, boys, is actually Brian Holmes. You mentioned him before, Alex, setting the fastest lap of the race in 15th. He's just got up to 7th now. He's just overtaken
Nick
McCarron in turn 1.
Where's he going? Dear me, somebody needs to tell him that that's not the track out there.
It'll be interesting to see what they do on this straight for the final time. Then Baxter's really tucked in behind Belski here.
Well, all I say is proceed swiftly to your nearest nuclear fallout shelter.
Indeed, it's going to kick off.
Oh!
Van Gool on the
Baxter's
white
in
line.
the middle. Van Gool, is he going to finally make this outside work? I don't know if he can, though. Let's have a look. Let's see. Into the carousel. They're all very late on the brakes. Respect for that. Nebelsieg is sideways. And Baxter somehow drives it through the centre of the corner. Van Gool, is he going to try it? Try and get past Cedric into the chute. He tries. Baxter slides the car. Nebelsieg gives him a little nudge up the rear. And here comes Van Gool now. He's trying to do his best to get through. Unbelievable action this on the final lap. And Nebelsieg on the outside. He's losing the car. It's, oh my word.
What a save.
Oh, and he's going.
It?
The Japanese would be going crazy for that. As goes, and Stevens is now in the mix as well. Alex, we've got 5 cars with possibly a chance to win.
Yeah, this is just great stuff. 3 more corners to go.
And McNally's not giving up either, so it's probably 6 of them. 7 if you count Cedric. He's still in the hunt. I know you're thinking, why are you saying 7? This is stupid. Then nothing's going to happen. Well, it still could, and it has before in the final corners here at Watkins Glen. It's Baxter and ahead of Van Gool into the final corner. Van Gool's going to go for it. Oh, and he went for the move up the inside. He couldn't do it, and to the line for the win. Stephen Baxter for Boosted Motorsport. He takes it. It takes round 17 ahead of Van Gool, and then it's McNally. Unbelievable, Chaz.
That was absolutely fantastic. It was a shame it stayed single file for the last few corners, but I tell you what, Peter Van Gool made sure I didn't want to keep it that way. Really, really good scrap all the way through with him. We've got everyone else coming across the line now. We've got Mears just crossing the line in 17th. And
I'm interested in this one actually between, sorry to butt in, but I'm interested in this one between Bunn, Delmont, Newman and Gore. Some damaged cars in there, but it's going to be reasonably close to the line between these guys. Oh, here comes the Scottish Independence car. And yet again, it fails at getting first past the post. And Newman takes it.
We'll have to have some words
with
people.
Don't worry, Scotland. I still love you. Dear me. But yeah, he won't be saying yes to that. Will Richard go with the bonnet like it is? Not the bonnet's not there anymore. And well, he did gain 7 positions, but that's a small consolation. Should Alex have a decent reverse grid, you would imagine? With that, he's got a good chance.
Yeah, I would think so. It always was the Richard Gore button, wasn't it?
It was the Richard Gore button, and now it's available once again. Did you like that race? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, thoroughly. Just didn't know where to look. Clicking like mad, trying to keep up with all the action.
It's madness up there. 8 cars within 2 seconds of each other at the end. Here we go then to run down the order of round 17 of the BSR MX5 Cup. Stephen Baxter takes the win by half a second over Peter Van Gool. Adam McNally is in 3rd. Alex Cherney will take 4th. Kip Stevens in 5th. 6th for Brian Holmes. Cedric Nebelsieg in 7th. Nick McCarron 8th. Adam Hedgecock 9th. And Lee Berridge in 10th. Nathan Davis, P11 for him. Richard Warmingham 12th. Nathan Davis, incidentally, 27 positions gained. Michael Hall in 13th. Gareth Hickling then behind him in 14th. Jack McIntyre, he was up in the lead group. It went wrong for him a bit, didn't it, in the middle? He finishes in 15th. Adam Broughton Grant, P16 for him. Head of Benjamin Mears, then Kevin Woods. Andrew Whitehead, we saw him round, actually, and a very good performance in the end, really. To finish where he did, Whitehead 19th, that's pretty good. Sean Gardner, 20th. Jamie Ayres in 21st. 22nd was John Roberts. We saw him off. Anthony Jacobson in 23rd. Carl Hardy, 24th. We saw him spinning in the infield. Matt Bunn, 25th. Pete Newman, 26th. He spun as well. Richard Gore, 27th. Then Adam Delmont in 28th. Lorne Murray was 29th. Vlad Zajakovsky came 30th in the end. Stuart McFadden, 31st. Taylor Lane then in 32nd. Michael Barry, 33rd. 34th for Roy Viverke. And then Rob Graham in 35th place. And then the cars one lap down were Steve Hefford and Craig McLeod Evans. So if we have a full, it will be Evans that takes it. And then the retirements, well, not too many, but some spectacular ones. Max Wright, Luke Clark, Scott Malcolm, David Ayres, Joe McDonald, Craig Jones, and Eddie King. Okay, well, Alex, it'll be over to you then for the wheel. And like I say, we could potentially spin quite a large number here.
Yeah, what have we? Let's bring the wheel up, actually.
Just while you're doing that as well, I just want to give a quick shout out to Nathan Davies in that one. He started 38th on the grid and managed to bring it all the way up to 11th, and he was only 8 seconds off the lead after that as well. Seems like he was the biggest mover there, getting 27 places, so fair play to him for that. It's a mega effort, that is.
Yeah, it's good navigating your way through from there, but we'll see how we get on.
Yes, we could have, what, up to about 50th, I think. And there's a few falls and things like that, and they're minus some, so yeah, give it a spin.
So what we get, do it.
Not quite as big as we perhaps thought we might get. 25th, but still reasonable.
25th?
That's going to be Matthew Bunn on pole position.
Oh, there we go. So I'll be happy with that. Matt Bunn, Carl Hardy will be second, Anthony Jacobson third, John Roberts fourth, and Jamie Ayres in fifth. So when we come back on Apex Racing TV, we'll return with round 2 of the evening from the BSR MX5 Cup at Watkins Glen. We'll see you in just a few minutes' time.
chair of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher DeMerrick at the line. Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher DeMary up the line.
Welcome back to Watkins Glen for the BSR MX5 Cup. You join us on the grid, and it's Matt Bunn on pole, Cal Hardy in second. Second row is Anthony Jacobson and John Roberts. Third row is Jamie Ayres and Sean Gardner. And it's Andrew Whitehead and Kevin Woods, and Benjamin Mears and Adam Broughton Grant make up the top 10. The race 1 winner, well, where is he starting from? Stephen Baxter starts from 25th place. So here we go. Just about ready for 40 plus MX5s to tackle the Watkins Glen circuit again. Green light is on. It's a really good start from Bunn, not the best one from Hardy. You can see Jacobson drawing alongside him. Roberts making a good start on the outside, but he might not have a lot of places to go. John Roberts, oh, contact around is Jacobson.
We've got
nobody hits him and big crash. That's
Rob.
Nebelsiak. That's Nebelsiak. And there is a pile up here. There is a caramellage out of the first corner.
Hefford and Baxter caught up in that as well.
McDonald's in it.
Barry and Hedgecock as well.
Going the wrong way, trying to scroll through it. Not done. There's all sorts of people involved.
As well.
Yeah. Alex, what happened, mate?
Not really sure myself at this particular point. Let's see if we can see a little replay of that further back.
So Jacobson spun, but I think it's Nebelsiak that we need to look at.
Do a little replay of it from his shot.
Got a bit of rubbing through the chute. Oh, there's a car around.
Oh, it's
Sorry
Davis.
to say, boys. It's. I was going to say it's one of the Apex cars, but
There's
sorry.
a boosted car. Boosted car as well. Oh,
It's
Gareth
Sean
Hickling's
Gardner.
off. Is it Sean Gardner? Is it the turquoise boosted car?
It is indeed.
Oh, not what he wanted.
So many of them, isn't there? This is a crazy, crazy looking field.
Sorry to interrupt you, Alex.
That's all
When
right.
you were trying to do the detective work.
Yeah, I was just having a little look at it, trying to
Broughton Grant.
get there and see what happens. We can see Adam off with Bat Live, but no, we could see really. It's just
Too close, was it?
yeah, exactly. I want. Oh, who's that into the wall?
Hardy.
Hardy. Oh, he's come back onto the line as well. He's not held the brake. I don't know what he's done there.
He's trying to carry on and he's taken out Luke Clark.
Yeah, that's.
Clark does
Yeah.
a J-turn into the middle of the course.
It's not good from
Jacobson
Carl.
nearly crashes into him. It's not good from anybody, is it? Let's face it. Bunn leads.
Well,
it's not-
he doesn't at the moment. He's going to at some point. Roberts is there as well.
Sorry, it
and
was
he's just
Roberts in the lead, wasn't it, Chaz? Sorry, it was Bun's in
McIntyre's
the
just
lead.
gone through.
Bun's in the lead now.
Got Mias creeping up there as well. 2
Well,
by
it's-
2 as they go up the S's.
It's Jamie Ayres who's gone through into the lead now, Chaz, for Momo Racing, the black trim. McIntyre's just behind him. I tell you what, Alex, I would not want a bump draft from Jack McIntyre with his connection.
God knows where you're going.
It takes one. Oh, there he goes. Oh!
Here's Roberts down the left as well. Bunsley also equal with him as well. We've got another car, Andrew Whitehead's flying through the middle. Look at that. Don't make it 4 wide, boys.
God! Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh!
And there's contact. Bun slides wide. He might clip Roberts, but Roberts is giving him, well, he's giving him as much room as possible. He's on the line.
Oh man, it's like a crap version of the Grand National. Into the chute. Oh, McIntyre's hit Bun. But it only seemed to make Bun go faster, Alex. Here he comes on Roberts. Trying to go up the inside. Roberts goes wide.
So just going to watch this, see what happens just for a second.
You're just watching, aren't you? I know. He's doing the same thing that we are. He's just having a look at it and saying, oh my God, what's happening? What is going to happen here? Richard Warmingham looks like he's suffering a bit for straight line speed. Because you see Broughton Grant. It's funny, Broughton Grant was off the course and sideways and everything, and he managed to survive, and he's still inside the top 10. Okay, let's have a look. Let's reset.
We've got Mias down the inside of Bun here.
Ayres leads, Roberts second, Whitehead third, fourth is McIntyre, fifth is Mace, and sixth is Bun. Seventh for Michael Hall, eighth Broughton Grant, ninth Warmingham, and 10th is Berridge. Lee Berridge up into ninth place. Good work there.
2 by 2 a little further behind that as well. We've got McFadden on the grass. He's just come back on next to Cherney.
Seems normal.
Oh, running a little bit
Cherney.
wide. Stu coming back off a win in the World GT Championship the other night as well. And he's got one of the Youth Energy boys side by side now, 3 wide across the line. I think Cherney's just going to have the nose in front. It's
That's
McNally.
isn't it? Yeah.
He's going to go for Cherney as well with them bright blue wheels of his.
McNally looks like I think he might have changed his colour scheme slightly. Oh my word, that's a big one.
That's
And
Kevin
he's-
Wood.
It was Kevin
Around.
Woods,
I'll have a
and
quick look.
he's caused damage to Alex Cherney's car, I think. Cherney hit him square and somehow survived.
It looks like he ran wide out of turn 1 with Van Gool, and as he came back on, well, as he got off the grass, he got a bit of a wobble on and just got turned by Van Gool into the wall.
Alex, this might be quite interesting when we get to the carousel for Alex Cherney, because is that car still going to turn? The answer is yes.
He's got McIntyre up to third, by the way. Sorry, boys. He just got ahead of Whitehead. He's got Mears in the mix now as well. Mears has gone wide, actually. Could fall victim to Michael Hall here.
Whitehead's trying to come through as well. Hall, car 1 for some reason, is trying to get past Ben here. Oh, bit of contact wheel to wheel.
Broughton Grant's going to go through.
Broughton Grant, he's got the run. And he's used that new tarmac really to a good effect, Alex, coming out of there. And now he's got to be brave into the hill.
Berridge is just going past Bun behind as well. Sorry, mate.
No, it's fine. Yeah, let on the brakes
Berridge
as
nearly
well.
runs into Hall.
Oh, that was close. Just about avoided contact by the look of it. Bun's still there with him, though. He's not giving him much room. I'll say that. He's on the white line, but as he was coming out of the corner, he wasn't. Looks like Bun's just going to lose that place there. He needs to be careful, though, because he's got Warmingham coming up behind him as well.
Oh, yeah, we can see Warmingham there, weaving around a little bit, trying for an opening on Bun, but not quite. This pack is quite clear of everybody else. Then down to 12th position. I believe that is 10th position there. And, yeah, this one's shaping up to be a cracker. It's the lead for Jamie Ayres, then it's Roberts, McIntyre, Whitehead, Mears, Broughton, Grant, Hall, Berridge, Bun.
Oh, McIntyre gets a big
Here
slide
comes-
on through turn 1.
Oh,
I don't know how he saved
oh
that.
contact Warmingham and Bun. Bun's in the wall. Bun's round. And Bun will be out. That's him gone.
Matt spun,
Bun.
as he's known, but not by his own accord on this occasion.
Oh, Bun is done. That is no fun.
I don't know if we could make any more names for Matt, really. He's had enough already, hasn't he?
I think he has, poor guy.
You've got Cherney and who's that? That's Richard Gore side by side down the straight. They've got Adam McNally coming up with them as well. Doesn't make it 3 wide eventually.
Yeah,
Backs out of that one.
McNally's not shy out there. And
looks like...
but he's a driver who's got a lot better in the previous few months. Really, McNally used to be sort of dithering about near the back of the field, but now he's a good contender inside the top 20 in pretty much every race, maybe the top 10 of this series. And here comes Richard Gore with the Scottish Independence car.
They've been side by side for about 3 corners now. They're still sticking at it. Journey doesn't want to give up. Gore doesn't want to give up. It's probably a case of seeing how long it takes McNally to poke his nose in and take advantage.
Chaz, obviously you're racing the World GT Championship. How difficult is it to keep your cool amongst these dueling packs like this?
It's very difficult, to be fair. I mean, you've got that instinct. Obviously, you're a racer. You want to put your nose down the inside, as hopefully Madam McNally will do. But
Roberts has spun from second place. Sorry, Chaz, to interrupt, but Roberts is gone. I don't think he's sustained too much damage, so he carries on. But he's thrown the podium away. It's a shame for John. Always tries really hard. Oh, Mace over the curb.
Whitehead's about to lose his position as well here to... who's that? Sorry, my camera's not focusing.
Broughton Grant,
He's
who's
just
recovered
flown
from going off earlier on to up into the top 3. So good stuff. Oh! Whitehead hits him. And I think Alex Andrew might have backed off there just to make sure he didn't write him off.
Mears has got nowhere to go. Michael Hall's coming through as well.
Oh, this is going to no, it's happening now. It's going to, somehow they're
pointing the right way.
Somebody brake. There we go. He's
he's not happy.
He's
warming him.
That was not cricket, that one. Oh dear. Well, at least he wasn't tampering with his balls.
I was just about to say the exact same thing as well, but I didn't know how far I could push it on my first broadcast. But there we go.
No, it's all right. They can't fire me. That's what it says anyway. Look at these 5 now, though. The ones that have just got past Whitehead.
You've got McNally at the back of this as well, probably weighing up his chances.
McNally, Mace, Gore, Warmingham Alex Warmingham just had a hell of a lot of problems with grip in this race. It looks like he just didn't seem to have any balance.
No, I mean, he got away with one there, didn't he? And then...
this will be interesting. Chaz, when they get close, Mace and Whitehead, in he comes. He's tracking, he's got the magnets on. Here we go. Is he going to McNeil him?
McNally's going to have to form some sort of Scottish Defence Force here. He's getting out of the way, it seems.
Scottish Defence Force. He would be fine if he wasn't. If he was Scottish, it would have been fine. As there goes Whitehead. I'm just waiting for it. I am waiting for it, and that's why I'm looking at it.
I was going to say, I'm not taking my eyes off it.
And oh dear, this is. Oh, here comes McNally. This is being interesting. Here he comes.
Fresh off his change of nationality as well. He's coming at him. We'll have to see what he can do. I'm really sorry, Adam.
Oh, there we go. Alex was thinking about he's going to have to get busy with the flags at any minute.
Get that data file out, son.
I can change him on the fly.
Mid-race change of flags.
There you go. We've got McIntyre, by the way, is right behind Ayres now, coming up the S's. They just chased him, and they've got Broughton Grant closing in as well.
Oh wow, it's good stuff from McIntyre actually, because I thought he was done and dusted in terms of this fight with Ayres. And Ayres now goes to the right-hand side. He has the shorter route through the S's, but it's this long drag towards the carousel. Really is. Looks like the straight line speed, Alex, is better for McIntyre.
Yeah, just got the run, didn't he, out the hill, and that gave him the extra momentum all the way down. He's he didn't even need to carry the extra speed around the outside. He threw and clear as they hit the braking zone.
Best place for McIntyre with that connection.
We've got Berridge going for third as well, by the way. He's just trying to make a move on Broughton Grant, it seems. We've got Michael Hall as well waiting in the wings.
I tell you what, Lee Berridge has been an absolute... Oh, Hall, here comes
Michael.
Hall.
Bit of a rub.
Oh. Yeah, Lee Berridge, Alex, has been an absolute revelation in this car over the past 6 months.
He's just improving so fast, isn't he? So
it's crazy how good he is now.
Must be that number 44. He's trying to
get blessed.
He is, yeah.
He's probably going to get. Oh no, he's going to be on the podium. He's going to be telling everybody the best fans here at Watkins Glen. Sorry, I had to do Adam's bit for him. He's not here.
The kissing wing mirrors on the way
I had
in.
to get that in. Oh, and nearly quarter paneling himself is Berridge.
Cheney's
the
just
front
made the move on Hall, by the way, behind him.
Well, he has. Aye. Michael Hall down to 6th place. Indeed. And just behind them, you've got Richard Gore, who, in true Richard Gore fashion, Alex, is just looking at this and wondering, well, what the hell am I going to do with this lot?
Exactly, up 19 places is Richard as well. You know, once
Well,
a few
he'll be
more.
hoping to make it 23. Here comes Broughton Grant then. Adam Broughton Grant on the outside into the first corner. Gore's thinking about a look on Hall. Kind of forces Hall into having a dive on Cherney. But now there's 2 by 2 coming out of the... What's that, sorry?
I'd say keep your eye on Cheney here. I think he could probably make the most of these 2 scrapping in front. It depends if he gets too close to the S's, whether he has to back out.
You said that in race 1 as well. Oh! But no, I think you're right. I think he's...
Here we go.
I think he's arguably the quickest out of this group. But
here comes Gore, though. Keep your eye on Gore. He's going to try and... Well, he might even go all the way over to the left here, Gore. Or is he going to go through the middle?
Oh, is he going to make it 4 wide? Go on, why not? Go on.
Make our eyes
there's no space on Hall.
Michael's up in the brakes. Like I say, Cheney's through. Should have put a tenner on that, but there we go.
Yeah. You got a nice each way on that one, I think. Berridge looking to try and get this 3rd place back. He wants the chance to tell everyone that they're the best fans. Oh, Broughton Grant's going! He's gone! Oh, Broughton Grant, well, that's the end of that.
He's kept it out of the way, luckily. No one else hit him, it seems. We've got Adam McNally smoking down the straight, sorry.
Somebody finally held the brakes, at least. McNally, what's he playing at then? Oh! What happened?
Just seems like he's going slow for half a lap and then it just starts smoking down the straight.
Oh, dear.
He's trying to hotbox that, but he's realised he's got a convertible. What's going on?
I'm skipping back. It looks like he's had an incident somewhere. Let's have a look. Oh no, it's been smoking for about a lap and a half, it seems.
Maybe he's just blown the engine. Although he will get some points if he finishes lap 7, so I think that's probably what he's going for here. Right then, we're just entering 1 lap to go as McIntyre and Ayres, well, it's Ayres now in the lead, comes to the line, and the white flag goes in the air for Jamie Ayres. McIntyre, 2nd place. He's just half a second behind, exactly half a second according to my timing screen. So coming through the final corner, the first corner, sorry. This is the chance, Alex, to get right in the slipstream and get up the hill and into the carousel. This is one of the best chances.
Yeah, 3/10. That seems to be like the range where you get the best amount of draft, doesn't it? So you got that over speed.
See
Ever closer.
Here comes McIntyre, great closing speed. He uses the outside line to his advantage, although we did say that car 4, Jamie Ayres, had a slight straight line speed advantage, but this time McIntyre is back in front. And now let's see if he can maintain it through the carousel and into the infield section.
Oh, sorry boys, Berridge and Gore are both around at the hairpin. They've just made contact going in. It seems like they've kept it out of the way of everyone, but they were just side by side going in, and they both just made a tiny bit of contact.
Oh, yeah.
And they're both
And
around.
here comes, Whitehead came steaming through there as well. Berridge had to get out of this one, but back to the front. We're going to see a great battle, I think, for the win. McIntyre trying to stay ahead of Jamie Ayres, which is going to be a tough task because Ayres knows exactly what he's doing in this car. This is one of the last major slipstreaming zones into the heel of the boot. He's too far behind this time to make a move, so he just needs to set him up, get that inside line. McIntyre will need to just defend. Jack will be looking in his mirrors. He'll know where Ayres is. He'll see the red of the Momo Racing car. Now, Ayres just hits the curb on the way out of 9. I think that's going to be enough for McIntyre, but he's just got to take these 2 corners well. He doesn't want to hit these inside curbs and unsettle the car. Doesn't want to take the grass on the outside as well. Could end up spinning. Oh, he misses the apex of the final corner, but I think he's going to be okay. Jack McIntyre comes to the line and he takes race 2 of the evening. Good work by Jack McIntyre. And that was a great race between teammates. Alex Cherney coming home in 3rd And then in fourth position, it's Richard Warmingham who gets that. So I would not have put money on that maybe 5 laps ago, Chaz.
No, definitely not. It was a nice little sort of sneaky job he did there of creeping through the field. He just had
He survived, didn't he? That's probably that's all that he needed to do.
Indeed. And speaking of surviving as well, Andrew Whitehead made it up back to 8th place actually in the end. So he managed to keep himself in the top 10 after his earlier incident. And Berridge was there as well.
Delmont, that was close at the line. They managed to just survive there. McNally.
Jones and Graham, this is going to be close.
Oh, it's going to be really close.
Here they are.
Oh, it might depend on the gear shift. Oh, and it was just Craig Jones by 15 100ths of a second. So fantastic job done by him. Rob Graham, 25th in the end. You know what? Graham's still getting 9 positions. He's not going to be that disappointed with that. And then, yeah, the rest of them were in the wars a bit, including Stephen Baxter, who's coming home after taking race 1. Going to come home and only finish in 26th place. And that is one that he'll want to forget, but you never know. He might get reversed onto pole position. We will see that very, very shortly. We will have the results for you in just a minute or so's time. But Chaz, first of all, the madness of that race. It was delightful, yes.
It was indeed. It's good to see that these cars can provide such good entertainment, because I know that a lot of the time people see it as, oh, it's the first car you drive on iRacing in most circumstances, it's boring, but it just seems like it's a really, really good fun car to drive. I mean, I've not watched a lot of this series before, I'll admit that, but I'm certainly enjoying it from this point of view, and these races are flying by, so this is fantastic.
We see the MX5 quite a lot on Apex Racing TV, Alex, but you know, this series, what you do have different to the others is these drivers really do go for it, and I do applaud that. When you see some of the other races, yes, they're probably better races in terms of the actual driving standards, but these drivers really want to fight to be at the front at all times.
Yeah, exactly. We watch some other series where they're very patient, aren't they? And that's just not what happens.
It's all about the fuel saving, really, isn't it?
Exactly.
Some of the other series, and
strategies
this one
and things like that. This is all about just trying to get that place. It doesn't matter where it is on the grid. If they're fighting for 15th or 50th, they're literally trying to constantly get themselves past that car in front, which is great.
Well, this one is, it's great. It's really, really good series in terms of the action that we get. Sometimes the driving's a bit rubbish, but there are 45 cars out there. What do you expect? There'll be one or two that get it wrong at any one time. And speaking of which, we're going to run down the finishing order then. Jack McIntyre takes the win by half a second over Jamie Ayres. Alex Cherney finished third ahead of Richard Warmingham, who battled through that pack. Battle looked like some handling issues and finished still in fourth place. Michael Hall in fifth. Benjamin Mears in sixth. Seventh for Brian Holmes. And it's Andrew Whitehead, Lee Berridge, and Craig McLeod-Evans rounding out the top 10. Evans gained 26 places. Nick McCarron finished his 11th with Max Wright alongside him finished just behind him in 12th. Scott Malcolm, 13th. He gained 26 places as well. John Roberts in 14th. 15th was David Ayres. Roy Verke in 16th place. And Nabelziak in 17th. Delmont was 18th. Zanchkowski 19th. And Gardner was 20th. 21st was Peter Van Gool. It was Taylor Lane and Gore and Jones, Graham, Baxter and Murray. They were the last cars on the lead lap. Not sure what happened to Lorne Murray. It might have been a start line thing. Adam Broughton Grant and Adam McNally, they finished one lap down, so they will be eligible for the reverse grid pole. And Nathan Davis begins the list of retirements, which includes Bunn, McFadden, Clark, Stevens, Woods, Hickling, Jacobson, Hardy, Hedgecock, Barry, Hefford, and McDonald. And Alex, before you spin the reverse grid wheel, quite a lot of people were forced out of that race with damage.
Yeah, very early on as well. So
4 of them on the first lap, and then there was a big cluster of them. How many is that? That's another 7 on lap 4.
I think we talked about it at the start of the race, though. It's just inevitable here, if there is an accident, then typically, a few people get caught up in it.
Oh yeah, it's this circuit. It's a fantastic circuit, but It's just the nature of the way the barriers are. They can't really make this circuit much safer without can't really get a lot extra runoff area, can they, around here?
No, that's the thing. Right, let's get the wheel up and we'll give it another spin and see where we end up. We've got a relatively large one this time, but I don't think it's going to count so much because we have all those retirements. So it would have been 40th, but who's it going to fall to?
Looks like it'll be Adam McNally, actually, if it's people at one lap down. So it'll be him and Adam Broughton Grant on the front row.
Yeah, I think you're right. 2 Adams at the front. Then it'll be Murray, Baxter, and Graham. So, well, those guys have got a bit of chance for redemption when we come back in race 3 here on Apex Racing TV. And we'll be back with that in a few minutes' time.
Because here comes Holgate. He has the outside line through the final corner for the final time. Once again, photo finish here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Holgate? It's going to be Christopher DeMerrick at the line. finish here of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher Demerit at the line.
And we're back here on Apex Racing TV for more action from the BSR MX5 Cup from Watkins Glen. Andrew Woodhouse with iRacing World Championship driver Alex Simpson and Chaz Draycott, who isn't. And Chaz, we're here for another race. Second one was brilliant and more reverse grid action. Surely going to bring us a fantastic third one.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've got a nice grid set up here. We've got Adam McNally and Broughton Grant on the front row, so that should be a good battle in itself. There's always, well, as ever, there's a lot of the quicker guys towards the backs, so it'll be interesting to see how they get through. But it depends whether we can all keep our eyes on it all at once, judging by the last two.
Yeah, and here we go then. See what's going to happen. Round 3 of the evening. Round 19 of the championship. is underway as the green light is on. Good start by McNally. Also looks like Murray got away well from the second row. And behind them is Graham, who looks like he's going through on Baxter, and everything looks clean at the front. Going through here now. What about the middle of the field? This is where it always tends to get congested. Drivers coming back on after taking that wide line through turn 1. Let's see how well behaved they are up the hill. It looks okay for now. Just looking at the top of the hill. Still looks fine. Nobody really pushing the issue too hard, it looks like, Chaz, on the first lap.
Yeah, it seems nice and tidy at the moment. There's a little bit of bunching towards the back of the field. Who's this that we're looking at here? I'm trying to get names on here, but they're all flying by my camera so quick, I can't tell. Looks like it's Warmingham in the middle of it with a couple of them. They're 2 by 2. There's the 3
side
wide.
By side for the lead. Sorry, Chaz McNally and Broughton Grant. He said it would be a good battle. Well, we're seeing that already on lap 1.
Stephen Baxter as well. Actually, we didn't count him. How close he was to the front of the field. I reckon he could be up there for getting a win in this one.
Oh, certainly. Alex, it's quite a bit hotter out there for this one. 37 degrees track temperature. Do you think it'll affect these MX-5s too much?
Yeah, I mean, not too much. Obviously, it'll be a little bit less grip out there, and the drivers will take a lap or so to get used to that. But yeah, for the most part, no. Maybe a bit skittish coming off of some of the slow corners because you can loop these cars. So
yeah, I mean, we saw it. We see it regularly, don't we? That drivers get a little bit power happy coming out of some of the slow stuff. McNally now taking the lead back from Broughton Grant. Baxter's trying to go up the inside for P2. Then in 4th is I don't know who that is in 4th actually. That's Richard Gore, the Scottish car. Oh no, that was Nebelsiek and Van Gool that nearly crashed. Everybody so far has made it, which I did not think I would say after the first lap. Let's see, has everybody got? I think everybody might be okay, Chaz. That's unbelievable, I think.
Yeah, it's
Adam Delmont's had an issue. I think he's well down, but he's still going.
Yeah, it's been quite tidy by the look of it. Everyone's still running, so it's nice to see all the paint jobs are still in one piece.
For now. Oh, Baxter nearly quarter panels McNally, and that would have been an almighty one, Alex, up that hill, because there's just nowhere to go, as we mentioned in the pre-show.
Yeah, and had it been right at the very, very front, who knows what we could have seen there. So.
Oh, man. Oh, going 3 wide down the straight.
Oh, there's a crash coming up the S's, boys. We've lost a couple of guys there. Who's that's gone off?
So Hicklin involved and some others.
Michael Barry's just been hit.
Kevin
Woods has been hit, sorry.
It's most of the back of the grid which is lucky for us, and it's lucky for the rest of the field, because, like Alex said, if that had been at the front, that could have been an absolute disaster.
Indeed.
Here comes here comes Richard Gore looking at the middle into the chute. I can hear a spin.
Oh, is that
Nebelsiek? He's off into the grass and into the wall.
I was just about to say earlier that it's been good to see him near the front in every race so far, but that's just put pay to that. So I suppose it was a premature commentator's curse. So that's your first one to strike off the board.
First one. That's it. They'll only continue from now on. Oh my word! Broughton Grant. Well, he tried desperately to cover the right-hand side, and in that haste, almost took out McNally, who was leading the race. Alex, at the start of this lap, it's unbelievable, isn't it?
How quickly it can change around Watkins in these cars, that's for sure.
Down to 4th for McNally then. Oh, and he's right with Broughton Grant, and he's sliding, is McNally, and he somehow survives it, but he's going to have to be careful, because as we know, the tyre model in iRacing as it is at the moment, it's very sensitive to heat, and you get those slidey moments, you get a lock-up, or you get the rear stepping out, only going to get worse from here. So he's going to have to be careful, McNally, that he doesn't overdrive the car, because we could see a spin going through maybe turn 1, or maybe even up the S's, Chaz.
Yeah, you've got to keep your eye on it, really. I mean, over the course of the race, you do tend to feel the tyres go off a little bit, especially in the MX-5. I mean, anyone that's driven the official sort of rookie series will know from that. But
it's a good comeback.
Yeah, it's got it. Yeah, by the look of it. It's just so nervous going up there. You've got Gore going for the lead as well,
and the wall is very close, despite there being quite a lot of space on the inside of this circuit. The wall just seems to pinch the circuit. And for the lead, as you were saying, Richard Gore now up into the lead, but Baxter desperately trying to get close and keep it into the carousel, but he hasn't managed to do it. And Baxter down to second, but he's trying to fight back on the outside into the chute. He's going to use that camber to his advantage, potentially. Gore sliding the car on the inside. Baxter smoother, but wider and thus slower on this occasion through there. Good battle going on involving Murray and Zajaczkowski and Van Gool. Nally again, Broughton Grant's in there. This is the battle for third down to 7th or 8th place.
Yeah, they're just queuing up now to try and see what they can pick off if it goes goes the wrong way for McNally and Broughton Grant. But they seem to both be quite sensible drivers from what we've seen tonight. They go for their moves when it's the right moment. I mean, you've seen in the last race, McNally was looking down the inside a couple of times, just showing his nose, but when he knows that it's time to get out of a move, he will do so. He's playing the waiting game, I think, with Broughton Grant, who seems to have gained a little bit of a gap, actually, at that point. So maybe, well, I was going to say McNally have to worry about behind him, but Zajaczkowski and Van Gool seem to be battling, and that's brought in Lorne Murray to the picture, actually.
Alex, we've got 32 cars within 15 seconds of each other.
Yeah, that's just absolutely insane.
And there's a couple of cars who have gone off on this lap, and one I think was Craig Jones. The other one was, I think, Max Wright. Seem to have an issue there. Right?
Going down the order now, just looking at that, you can see that on the live time, and to the left, we're showing the gap to the leader. So yeah, crazy.
Seems to have broken apart.
By the way.
Oh, who's this? Davis, possibly? Someone had some sort of issues coming out of turn 1. I'm not sure. Berridge dropping down.
Oh yeah, it's him and Berridge. Davis and Berridge. Oh, that's poor.
Baxter's got the lead. Broughton Grant's just gone around the outside of Richard Gore as well. Still side by side going into the chute. Seems like the inside line for Gore's work there, but now obviously he's on the outside going into the chute. A bit earlier on the brakes. Oh, he nearly takes the nose off Broughton Grant there, but he keeps second place. And behind Broughton Grant now is McNally coming back for some vengeance after he lost the place earlier. He's going to go around the outside. That means that Broughton Grant's obviously going to get the new tarmac we mentioned earlier, although McNally's on it to begin with.
He's got nice grip through there, hasn't he, McNally?
Yeah, he's got what looks to be a good cutback.
Fired him out, but not quick enough. He just needs to... Thought he was going to duck back in for a little dose of slipstream, but he does get a tiny bit of the side draft, maybe a little bit of the draft from Richard Gore. Now he's got to be brave. Into the heel. Turn 8. Good move.
Very well done. I think Broughton Grant got out of that a little bit there just to avoid it, because I think he sensed that McNally was going to run a little bit wide, but like we said earlier, well, like I said earlier, sorry, it's just them two are playing a very level-headed race at the moment. They're not getting stuck into too much trouble. They're just thinking, right, you make the move, I'll stick behind you, let's go forward, because they don't want to lose Gore and Baxter, because we've seen tonight that those two are both really quick, and obviously they're both at the front still, so they're showing that it's not just a one-race thing.
Well, keep in touch is the main thing here at Watkins, and getting out of that 1 second. It's almost like DRS, Alex. Once you're out of like that 1.5 second window, that's your slipstream gone, and it's imperative round it. It gives you a second a lap.
Oh, Michael Hall, sorry, with Taylor Lane and Rob Graham, 3 wide into turn 1 there. Michael Hall found a gap somehow on the left-hand side of him going onto turn 1. How they didn't go off, I don't know, but there was contact. Michael's now tucked right up behind Rob Graham going up the S's again. This could get a bit sketchy.
That's not looking good. Hall is super close to him. Too close now. Hall needs to give himself a little space. He needs to give Rob Graham a bit of space. Graham defends hard lane to the outside.
We've got Verke and McCarron here as well.
Come through. Verke's got a big head of steam in the Automec car. The Belgian driver on the inside, on the way into the carousel. Graham gives some space to his teammate, and he goes through. I wonder if both the Automec cars can go through. Graham hits Hall. He gets out of it. There's a bit more space there. Look how tight this is. 3 wide again, and there's going to be a crash, and surely there is. And
there you go.
And that was one of the most inevitable things, Alex, I've seen in a race in quite some time.
Yeah, no court given from anyone there, really, was it? Just really hard racing, and then, yeah.
Absolutely.
Someone's got to back
no.
down somewhere, haven't they? Yeah.
Indeed. Seemed like Graham came across a little bit on hole there, but like I said, there was no room for anyone to move really, so it was inevitable. But that was
They were
golden
all
by.
at it, though, weren't they? That was the main thing.
Oh, indeed, that was golden
Baxter
by.
and Gore for the lead, and I think Gore's going to take it, Chaz, into turn 9.
Indeed, but like I said before, we've got to keep our eye on McNally and Broughton Grant. They've played the waiting game and it's paid off for them because this scrap at the front has obviously slowed them pair down. So, well, here comes Baxter again down the inside once again of Gore, giving each other plenty of room though. This is really respectful racing. This is what you want to see. And McNally again, him and Broughton Grant still just creeping their way forward. He's got a good run out of there. Come out the slipstream a little bit early it seems, but across the line then. That's going to be the end of lap 5, coming on to lap 6 now. See if he tries to outbrake him into turn 1. No, they're all pretty much braking at the same time, although he has kept his nose down the inside. Just got to hope he doesn't run wide and make contact. Now this is just going to be a drag race all the way up.
Baxter has made a right mess.
Baxter has really got it sideways out of there. McNally's got nowhere to go.
It's going to be. This isn't going to be good. Because Baxter was so slow, Alex, out of turn 1.
Broughton Grant's the one to watch though. Look at him go on that left-hand side.
Yeah, he's getting pushed actually, Baxter. It's kind of helped him. Otherwise, you're right. He'd have just been a sitting duck.
They don't want to move around too much on that rear bumper.
Oh my God, here comes Murray and here comes Sajkowski and he
bump drafting everywhere.
Oh, 2 lots of 3. This isn't going to go well. Let's see.
On Baxter. Oh, he's clipped Gore and goes around. Will he straighten him up? He's helped him out there though. Flipping heck, we got lucky. The big loser in that really though actually was Lorne Murray by the look of it. He backed out quite a bit. He's got Peter Van Gool on his inside now. And if you're a Broughton Grant, you'd be laughing because you ended up 4th in turn 1 and now you're in the lead. But as is the case tonight, we know that's not going to last because come the next lap when they're down the straight, you never know. Someone like Brian Holmes who's down in, well actually what position would he be in right now? Sorry, obviously the timing's a lap behind for me. He nearly makes contact with Gore.
No, he's going up. Holmes is, he's nearly up into 5th, is he, Holmes?
Yeah, side by side with Gore there coming along. Again, Holmes has done an absolutely fantastic job tonight at making up places. He started 23rd on the grid, and at the start of this lap he was up to 8th. A little bit of contact there with the car in front of him. That's Zajankovski. I can't say that name if I'm honest with you. Zajankovski, who's also defending from Gore. Oh, lad.
Just call him Vlad if you're unsure.
All Baxter's on the grass a little bit. McNally's gone past him.
Oh, Vlad is on the grass as well.
Still trying to hold off Holmes. Like I say though, Holmes has put in a fantastic effort tonight, making all these places up. Don't know if he's normally like that, but obviously, fair play to him.
Very good. Yeah, he's very good.
Broughton Grant's running away with it at the moment though. We'll see what the gap is across the line then to the guys behind, see whether he tries to get out of that slipstream by enough. He's got over half a second, so you never know, but we'll have to see. McNally's up into 2nd now ahead of Baxter. Gets a bit of a wobble on out of turn 1.
Oh!
Bit of a rub and a bump there. It's what Charlie Cox, the old British touring car commentator, would have called a braille pass. A bit more contacts up the S's though. Got Richard Gore tucked in behind there, Peter Van Gool and Lorne Murray as well. Seems like Viverke's dropped off quite a bit.
Oh no, there goes Holmes
and there
into
you
the
go.
wall. And Vlad. Oh, and they nearly took out Lorne Murray.
They just want to make sure they keep it on the grass.
I think they're going to be okay if they stay over there.
3 wide then for the lead. Baxter's around the outside, Broughton Grant. McNally's going to try and get a bit of slipstream and go down the inside into the chute. Doesn't seem he's got the speed there. That's the thing with these cars, they're so soft on the suspension, like one little tiny tap from the side can upset them quite a bit and they wobble around. Baxter's back in the lead. Oh, McNally, big slide there, well saved.
That was tremendous.
Tremendous
save by McNally that time.
Baxter's a bit slow.
Just come out there a bit wide, didn't he? Really scuppered his exit somewhat. Very good though, into the hill. Drove it in nice and deep and was able to get the overlap completed.
Yeah, it's good from Baxter.
And that is great for McNally as well. Opportunist pass there. Just literally saw that gap open up. It's like, thank you very much. I'll take that.
Broughton Grant was on the grass coming out of turn 9.
Just looking a little bit further down the order, one to note is Steve Hefford's actually made his way up to 14th place. Well, at the end of the last lap, it was 14th.
Here we go. It's saying race over. Have we hit the time limit? We've hit the
must
time
have hit
limit.
the time
It's the
limit.
checkered flag now, gentlemen. Stephen Baxter, he gets there. And then it's an 8-lap race, but we've hit the time limit somehow.
Came out of nowhere, that one. But as I was just saying, Steve Hefford's going to come across the line. I'm not sure what position it will be when it updates over the line.
The last race, I
Manages to get to
believe,
12th.
was...
39th on the grid, Steve Hefford started, so that's a massive effort. And Cherney, 27th to 10th, fair play.
Yeah, and that's just because the track's that much hotter. The lap times have been that much slower. We just haven't quite. We've just missed it this time.
I believe the last race that was in it, was it not a 20-minute time limit, or was it that just me imagining things? But yeah, you're right. It could be the conditions. But yeah, Baxter, that was even more important, wasn't it? How well he did in the infield section on the final lap, because he took that one away from McNally. McNally didn't lose it. Baxter definitely did win it. So yeah, I mean,
it was a bit odd when it does that to you, isn't it? You know, we're expecting a final lap showdown, and yeah.
Don't know whether you want to cut to it just now, Alex, but you've got Lee Berridge crabbing the most sideways car I've seen in my life across the line. He's just pulling it over at turn 1, but that thing wasn't healthy as he crossed the line, though. He comes back over in 29th place, a lap down.
Oh dear.
Replay of that, I can see it. Wow, I feel robbed. Did I make you guys? I wanted that one more lap.
How good would that have been on the final lap? But we'll take you through the finishing order then. Stephen Baxter with the win. Adam McNally in second. Richard Gore third. Adam Broughton Grant fourth. All these guys were within 3/4 of a second of each other. Lon Murray in fifth and Peter Van Gool in sixth. Roy Ververke seventh. Then in the second pack with McCarron, Graham, Cherney and Lane. Then it was Steve Hefford and Jack McIntyre, 12th and 13th. 14th was Andrew Whitehead, 15th for Scott Malcolm, 16th for Luke Clark, and Cedric Nebelsiek was in 17th. 18th for Kip Stevens, 19th was Craig Evans, and David Ayres in 20th. 21st was John Roberts, 22nd for Adam Delmont, 23rd Michael Barry, Jamie Ayres in 24th, Sean Gardner 25th, Craig Jones 26th, Brian Holmes 27th, and then the cars one lap down with eligibility for the reverse grid. Zion Chikowski and Berridge. So it will be Lee Berridge who should get the pole, and that's his reward for getting over the line eventually. And then the retirements were Carl Hardy, Michael Hall, Benjamin Mears, Nathan Davis, Stuart McFadden, Max Wright, Richard Warming, Gareth Hickling, Kevin Woods, Adam Hedgecock, and Joe McDonald. So Alex, heck of a race, and now we're going to find out who's going to be on the pole for the final one.
Yeah, good spun. Get it done. So, look like, yep, 30th place it's going to be.
30th place is, well, that'll be a full eventually, effectively, sorry. So that'll be Lee Berridge who goes onto the pole with Vlad alongside him. Then it'll be Holmes, Jones, and Gardner when we come back on Apex Racing TV for race 4 of the evening.
here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Will it be Tim Hogan? It's going to be Christopher DeMary at the line.
Join us on the grid for race 4 in the BSR MX5 Cup. Lee Berridge on pole, Vlad Zańczkowski in second, then Holmes, Jones, Gardner, Ayres, Barry, Delmont, Roberts and Ayres. This is your top 10. Here are the red lights, and round 20 of the season is going to be underway now as the green light is on. Great start. What a start that is from the second row. That is Brian Holmes. And we expect, and Berridge, he nearly puts him in the pit wall, Chaz.
Well, he's giving him a certain squeeze there. It's not the place you want to do it going down to turn 1, especially here. There's a bit of contact in the midfield I'm seeing. Seems like it was Sean Gardner and Craig Jones as they go up the S's.
He almost made Brian Holmes' car into the bus from Harry Potter, the one that squeezed, because he almost fit through. He almost fell through a crack in the floorboards after being put against the wall by Lee Berridge. But it's all fair in love and racing, and they have not collided, and that is the main thing. Here we go, and down the straight. They are 3 wide, however. And into the carousel, Alex, it looks like Lee Berridge going to get the lead back.
Well, who knows going into this corner? Berridge tries, but
he's given up.
Holmes around the outside. Is he going to keep an overlap?
No.
Not quite. So yeah, great move from Berridge. You just never know, though, going down there 3 wide. What can happen? Anything can happen.
Everything can happen. Do you remember one that we had in the touring cars a while back where we had to throw the safety car because it was just a pile. It was like the zombies in World War Z, like climbing on top of each other down the main straight.
I do remember that.
Dear me.
We're throwing a few safety cars around here.
Chaz, if you don't know, as they're going side by side for the lead, if you don't know that, I was looking to see if I needed to throw the safety car, and then all I see is this mountain of cars on top of each other, and I was like, I best throw the safety car now. It was ridiculous. Because I think it was, it might have even been World GTs. I think it was World GTs, maybe last year. I think an Audi crashed at the top of the hill, and it just all broke loose. It was ridiculous.
Sounds like us lot.
Yeah, Holmes and Berridge trying to. Well, I don't know what they're trying to do. Holmes is trying to get the lead back, of course, but Berridge, who has been excellent in the last few. Oh no! Well,
I hate that. Oh, and it's going to cause a big one, I think, as well.
That did not look good, and Sean Gardner's out as well, so it's a double whammy for boosted Chaz, and that did not look good whatsoever.
No, Craig Jones has just been tipped as well in turn 1. Just trying to see who he was. Well, he went 3 wide in the middle, and I think there was quite a lot of netcode involved in that, to be fair to him. So
that is not what we expect from Brian Holmes. That's not what we expect from any driver out on the circuit, let's be honest.
I mean, he's literally just he's retired, even though he didn't need to. Brian there.
Yeah, it's rubbish.
Yeah. So, but he I don't think he's done that on purpose. I think this will be just like one of those horrible little
it's netcodey, but it's still bad regardless of intentional or not. It's not very good driving.
I mean, I suppose you don't need to get that close, do you? But yeah,
not there. No, I don't think so.
But it is the worst when that happens.
That's the way it is, I'm afraid. Roberts and Nebelsiak then, Chaz, into... I don't know if this corner has a name. Do we know if this corner has a name, this uphill right-hander?
Yeah, it's the toe.
Oh, it's the toe. Sorry, it's the wrong...
We'll call it the one with the new tarmac on it.
The one with the new tarmac on it. Yeah, the toe. So, oh dear, sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a long day.
So that's Delmont. Yeah, that's what Delmont and Evans are going side by side. That was great. And Evans.
That is contact. And there's going to be some more in a minute. They are squeezing and squeezing. Oh, this is great. And look at Vlad and Nebelsiak, Chaz, into turn 10 and through.
Very close coming out of there. Yeah, he's put one on our Vlad. Vlad's got Roberts behind him now, trying to poke his nose in. We'll see what he can do down the straight. Might be able to get a bit of tone to turn 1. We'll have a look.
Well, Vlad's quick, so should be able to keep the slipstream.
There's a good point in the chat, guys, here as well, that Brian probably pulled up there knowing all full well that that'll get protested and he'll actually get disqualified at the end of the race. So, might as well get out of there now.
Yeah, makes sense.
A very valid point.
Indeed, yeah, it was.
Yeah, and it wasn't good. I mean, don't
I
think
say
he
it's
did it
not.
on purpose.
No,
but
nothing. I don't think anything to do with that is intentional. It's just one of those horrible things when you move across quickly, but you're so close that the sim just gives you that horrible bit of nasty contact. Even though if there was contact in real life, it would be the tiniest little skim and it wouldn't have done anything. But yeah, the sim just causes that horrible reaction.
There was definitely a reasonably, I wouldn't say a heavy contact, Chaz, but I'd say a light contact. But yeah, I don't know if the car would react like that. And poor old, I must say, poor old Sean Gardner, your favourite livery there, Chaz, the turquoise one, it ended up
Hefford?
bolting the wall.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt, guys. What happened to Hefford? Sorry.
He's at it now. What's going on?
Just having a look at it now, actually.
He's got right rear suspension damage. He's cooked. He's done.
Yeah, coming into the chute, down a little straight out of the hairpin. He was he was really over on the left behind McLeod Evans, and he comes over to the right to try and switch lines, but he didn't realise how close Delmont was, and he just clips the front of him as he comes across, unfortunately. So
I can see
his own doing there. Sorry, Steve.
I can see, Chaz, even from the far chase camera, that Hefford's having to hold the wheel at 45 degrees while he's going down the straight.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, to be honest, do you?
No. He'll be handling like a shopping trolley at the minute with that rear doing that.
Indeed, I can't imagine that's much fun in VR either.
Okay. God, no. We do not want it. Clark and Vlad going side by side. Great start by Luke Clark. Really excellent start. He was 12th at the beginning of the lap, and he is going to finish the lap in 10th. So that was good from him. Alex Cherney's also moving through the field again, Chaz. Is he your pick again?
I'm not sure at this point. He's made up some places, obviously. He's come from 20th. He's up to 8th now, but I think at the moment it's looking like Jamie Ayres and Nebelsiak are going to be the two to battle this out. I mean, Ayres has got a great run on him right now, actually, going down the straight.
The one thing that's not in Cherney's favour is that he's 3 seconds off this group, so yeah, he's going to have to drive really hard in to get into the slipstream. Ayres having to defend the inside now that he has taken the lead away from Nebelsiak. Nebelsiak drives it in hard to the carousel. Oh, and again, we're getting a little bit of contact here.
Wants to be careful. Oh, he's got
These guys are far too. That's a bump and run. That is not. That's not on. It's just a bump
he
and
needed
run.
to back out a bit earlier there, I think.
He knew. Alex, he knew he was right on the bumper, and he still just sailed in there.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a little look at that on replay, because we were looking at a replay that took Scott Malcolm out as well.
Oh. Scott's another one of those drivers who didn't seem to get a lot of luck.
Let's have a look. Here we come. Here we go. Then we're about to see this on replay. Yeah, like you say, just really, really tight. Just drove it in hard.
He was already effectively pushing him before that.
Was a straightforward bump and run, wasn't it? So, but perhaps a little bit over the top there. But
good battle here. McIntyre, Evans, and Adam Delmont and Vlad. John Roberts is hanging on at the back of this one as well, Chaz.
Yeah, it's a nice little train that's just been following this for half a lap. Vlad's just about leading the way with it. Evans is doing a nice job as well. There was very, very nearly contact with him and Delmont there, but McIntyre seems to have a bit of a run down the straight.
Well, here comes Jamie Ayres for the lead. Oh, these two are very... Oh, no. Why do you guys have to drive so close to each other? There's no need for that. Not just these two, all of them. That's my rant out of the way, boys.
And I don't blame you.
Am I not wrong? Am I wrong though? Because you have 10 meters of track and you have to drive an inch away from the opponent. No wonder you're all crashing each other off.
Don't get me started on my netcode rant as well. Do you know what I mean?
But Alex, if there'd have been any netcode there, they'd have both been out of the race.
Oh yeah, true.
Look how close they are. 6 inches is kind of okay, but in more ways than one. You get it.
A little jink there as well, just to try and sort of squeeze a little bit. So
I can understand trying to squeeze a tiny bit, but
the jinx is when you're asking for trouble with the sim. That's the sim doesn't understand that. The sim on the netcode will just think you're coming over to the right. It doesn't react to that. So
yeah.
That's the kind of thing. I mean, you want a perfect example of that? Watch my race against Michael Dinkel in the World Championship a couple of years back, I think it was. I did that exact move, jinked down the Kemmel straight. The sim didn't understand what the hell I was doing, and it smashed Michael off, you know, absolutely destroyed
and it
him.
looks
I'm
like you just wiped him out.
I'm like, what the hell? You know, I just jinked a little bit.
Got a nice battle going on for third here, actually. McIntyre's just made his way up there. Evans is behind him now. Actually.
Delmon. There
Well,
he goes.
there's strike 2 of my commentator's curse for the evening, I think. So, Vlad as well. Vlad.
Oh, you were all right. You were talking about Craig.
Oh, it's okay. Well, we'll scratch that one off then. We'll scratch
You got
that
away
one
with that.
I'll save it for someone else. Who can we look at now then?
Well, that one, you see, that one, the difference there was that just looked like a racing incident.
Yeah, seems like he got a bit of
just
a wobble on.
Yeah, I agree with that, I think.
Lots of support in the chat as well, Woody.
Oh, well, good. Thank you. Thank you, because no, the thing is, Alex, these are small cars, right? They're not big cars. And there's a lot of track. And there's loads of slipstream. You don't need to be racing each other that close. John Roberts!
Keep it out of the wall, son.
Oh, and there's another one. This Van Gool. Oh! And Whitehead absolutely smashes Van Gool, I think, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, no, wait. Did he miss him?
So,
he did hit him slightly in the side. It wasn't a smash.
got it on replay.
Oh, dear. That was... that's one of those, Chaz, that when Roberts is gone, he had damage on his car anyway, but then Van Gool goes and you're thinking, hang on a minute, it's a spoil down, but you can't, there's no such thing in iRacing.
No, we're just 3 wide for the lead there, sorry mate. McIntyre's managed to get the lead now with Nebelsiak and Ayres, and they're right together. Nebelsiak's done a brilliant move here actually. He was on the outside and he's managed to come across to the inside, but now because they're going left again, he's back on the outside again.
He might have just nailed this. Oh, and Ayres!
They like this side draft, don't they?
Dear me.
Nebelsiak's still down the inside though, actually. Fair play to him. You've got McLeod Evans actually sneaking up here in 4th.
Just wait, when I end up getting 3 screens, people will be shouting at me saying the same thing, no doubt.
Nebelsiak's not got as good a run though as McIntyre.
I'd have to overtake some people first though, Chaz, I must admit.
Oh, I'm in the same boat as you, mate. I'm just checking the mirror for who's going to come past me next whenever I'm driving.
That's all my mirrors are for. It's like, who's next? It's like Goldberg. Oh my word. Nebelsiak and Ayres. Well, those two, we're lucky that they survived. And again, it's too close. Oh.
I think he thought he just had the overlap there.
I think he didn't realise that the Northern Lights racing car was there behind him.
Craig got out of it quite quickly there, to be fair.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm literally trying to change the camera angle to see some other battles further back, and then you two, they're just going on these. Something
Alex,
crazy is going on the front 4, but I get it totally. So yeah, if anyone's wondering why occasionally I'm flipping it back and missing a couple of bits, is because there's something else going on.
Carl Hardy's just put it in the wall, boys. Sorry, second to the last corner. Seems like he just dug it on the inside curb and it just unsettled it. Like I was saying before, with these cars being so soft on the suspension, if you can bounce them, then they'll just go around.
And here we go again. Oh no! And again, more contact. What on earth is Craig Evans is going to try for 4? Is he? No. He pushed his Ayres.
He's backed out a bit early, playing it safe.
I like how he pushes the guy around the corner and then goes, no, I'm not having any of that. And then the Nebelsiak's up the middle.
He's pushing it forward saying, hey, boys, this is your problem now. Go and deal with that.
Deal with it, exactly. With the sunglasses as well.
Oh, yeah. He just needs his Scottish mate, McNally, to come along now, doesn't he?
Gonna tell McNally you said that. Right, up the inside goes Ayres. Oh, dear.
It's, to be fair though, while these lot are actually quite close and triggering us a little bit, they're actually doing all right at the moment. I'd say they're getting away with it. And as you said before, I think the main phrase is for now.
For now, yeah.
Well, last lap is coming up any minute, so I think that's where it's going to kick off if it's going to happen.
Alex, I do think they did cock up the time limit in the last race, I believe.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'm sure that was 20 minutes before that.
Oh! What a save by Ayres there.
That's very good. And that wasn't a slow speed save. You know, he saved it probably 80 miles an hour and he didn't lose any time. And Alex Cherney, he is in touching distance as the white flag's in the air. He could still win this race, Chaz.
Oh, definitely, definitely. He's become one to watch again now. I'm sort of regretting not saying that he could win it earlier on now, but I've called him twice in over the course of the evening, and now that I've not, he's probably going to prove me wrong. So let's keep an eye on him.
And also, mercifully, it looks like McIntyre's internet seems a lot better in this meeting than it has in the past. So it's the Momo racing cars trying to work together. Evans is trying for the outside. He's going to try and go the long way around, and now Cherney's coming to help Cedric. So these two are teammates. And now these two are going to go up the middle lane. Oh
Evans
my
needs
goodness.
to play it safe here and go for the Van Gool line, I think, and stick to that white line on the left.
Oh my goodness. These Evans and Nebelsiak are touching. Oh, there he goes.
No.
And that's the netcode that we were talking about. Something was bound to happen. Just one blink or one momentary issue. And that's all of them gone. Zion Tchaikovsky's somehow there as well.
Yeah, something definitely happened there with Nebelsiak's internet. The car just jinked left, didn't it? And then off went Craig.
Yeah, that was weird. It was weird. But Craig
We can root
Evans.
for our Vlad now.
We can root for our Vlad. Tchaikovsky's in 4th place.
Proves our point there, I think, gentlemen.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
yeah. Very. I mean, that's it. That's what the close racing does. If they were a foot apart, chances are that might not have happened. Could have happened anyway, but you know, you don't know. And now, very deep into the heel goes McIntyre, and he'll have to dig his heels in now if he wants to win this race, because Jamie Ayres is all over him, as is Alex Cherney, the German driver. He's trying to get onto the top step of the podium. We've only got 2 corners to go. It's McIntyre, former champion, then it's Ayres. And then it's Alex Cherney. Round the final corner. It's going to be fairly close, this. McIntyre did not get a good run off the last corner at all, but it doesn't matter. And he takes race 4.
Sorry to butt in, mate, but coming across the line, Kip Stevens is just going to lose out to Luke Clark. Luke got a great run out of the final corner and took him across the line there.
Yeah, good stuff there. Taylor Lane only 4 tenths ahead of them as well.
Oh, Hedgehock's just hit the wall out the last corner as well. He might lose a place to John Roberts.
Yeah, Roberts is coming through. They're teammates. Who's going to get it? Oh, it's Roberts. Yeah, and that was costly. Costly for Adam.
Joe McDonald, I think, has got an issue. He's been pushed across the line by Van Gool. McDonald in the McDonald-sponsored car.
Yeah, fuel. And well, he wasn't loving that, was he?
Definitely not.
To be honest. And made a bit of a hash brown of the fuel. I'm here till Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. Steve Hefford is coming through the final corner, and that car has definitely seen. He's had another crash, Chaz, hasn't he?
Yeah, he must have at some point for it to be in that state.
Well, you know what? He does get across the line in 22nd place. Alex, that thing has seen. That thing needs to be written off completely, I think.
I'm not actually looking at it now. Where is it? Sorry, who was it?
Steve
Just getting
Hefford.
the results. Oh, well, we saw what state that was in earlier on, didn't we?
And that was before he crashed it again. Yeah.
Oh.
And that probably wasn't his fault either. You never know. Roy Viverke comes across. He's the final man across the line. Alex, just give us the word when you have the results.
I have the results.
He has the results, ladies and gentlemen. Jack McIntyre is at the head of those results by just over a tenth of a second from Jamie Ayres. Alex Cherney's in P3. Vlad Zayn in 4th. Then it was a very close battle. Just half a second between Taylor Lane, Luke Clark, and Kip Stevens in that order. Craig McLeod-Evans was 8th, sorry. Richard Gore was 9th, and Michael Barry was in 10th. Richard Warmingham gained 24 spots to finish 11th. Stuart McFadden gained 21 spots to finish 12th. John Roberts was in 13th, with Adam Hedgecock in 14th, Benjamin Mears in 15th. Then it's Max Wright in 16th, David Ayres 17th, and 18th was Joe McDonald. Peter Van Gool in 19th, Kevin Woods 20th. Andrew Whitehead 21st, 22nd is Hefford, and then 23rd Roy Verke, and then one lap down and scoring points Cedric Nebelsiak. We saw what happened with his internet or something, and then Adam Delmont in 25th. The retirements this time, well, Hardy, Malcolm, Graham, McCarran, Berridge, Gardner, Jones, Holmes, Davis, Broughton Grant, Baxter, McNally, Hickling, and Lon Murray. It didn't seem like he took the start, so it was a reduced field for the final race of 39. But in the end, it was victory for Jack McIntyre, and Chazzy came from 17th on the grid, and it was a well done.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been good to see the Momo boys doing well tonight. Obviously, he was up there in race 1 with Jamie Ayres as well. It's nice to see him get another decent result, because I think Jamie took the win in race 1 from Jack, so it's nice to see him switch it around for the last one.
Always good. And we are just about out of time here tonight, here at the BSR MX5 Cup. But it has been a terrific meeting. Chaz, just a quick word with you. Your first meeting with us, and first, I believe, is your first ever commentary. So how well did you enjoy that?
I really enjoyed it. I hope I've done a decent job for everyone. I hope everyone's enjoyed listening to my really annoying voice. But this series is a lot more exciting than people probably give it credit for. I mean, as I said before, the MX5. It's the first car he tends to drive on iRacing, so it doesn't get as much credit as it deserves. And I think these guys are a credit to the car. May have seen a few incidents and stuff, but you're always going to get that with that many cars on this track, aren't you?
It's a tremendous race meeting we've had. And you've done a great job. And like I say, we hope to see you back soon.
Yeah, hopefully so. Thanks very much.
All right. Well, Alex, it's time to move on from another meeting, but we'll be back with the BSRTC on Thursday, won't we?
We will indeed. I'm looking forward to racing.
Perfect. Yeah, well, indeed. Yeah, you're going to be out there in the thick of it, and we look forward to seeing you there. But from all of us here at Apex Racing TV, from Andrew Woodhouse, from Alex Simpson, and Chaz Draco, it's good night from the BSR MX5 Cup. Good night.